Welcome to Shri and Kira Explore the Mysteries. It's your time to join the party.
Yes, it is. And wow, you caught me off guard. I'm a little flushed right now. And we are so excited to be with you today. It is an extraordinary moment, guys. Do you feel the energy? It's like this harmonic hum, a pulse wave in your heart. We have so much to share as this first retrograde is getting ready to burst forward. The alchemies, your alchemy, is being invited to start let's just say reappearing. And so it's such a big weekend ahead, such a big moment ahead, such a big week ahead, such a big, oh my goodness, decade ahead. We are glad you're here with us right now to share the fun.
And so, beloved ones, we are welcoming all of our listeners at TFR Live and Oneness Talk Radio. We're also broadcasting at YouTube, Oneness Talk Radio channel. And I see that the video is mislabeled, but don't worry about it. It's still live. and we're also at Facebook today. So here we go. I just wanted to make sure you could find your way to where it's happening.
And wherever it's chatting, we are so grateful. And we really do want to give a shout out before we go any further. Last night, Shri and I premiered on Valentine's Day as our gift of love to all, the 2020 Ascension Symptoms, Signs of Spiritual Awakening for this year. And not only has it been a journey creating that video and bringing it, calling it forward, it has been a moment of extraordinary upliftment and extraordinary humility and extraordinary beauty, especially with all of us coming together. And when the premiere happened, which was at 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Eastern time yesterday, Shri and I, for the first time, jumped in and were there on the live chat. And thank you for that experience.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious, my heart.
Wow. We like to be very much holding open the energy portal so that everyone can touch in to the frequencies when we're doing a show. And every time we have to go to the chat room, which is fun, it pulls away a little bit. So we were delighted that all we had to do was sit back and watch there, and say hi in the chat room.
Exactly. And to be there with you, that we were able to be there with you without having to be really present here. And one of the things I wanted to share is that a lot of you were complimenting our background here. And Shri and I wanted to show you a little bit more. This is a green screen, but this photo was taken by my amazing, beautiful Sri Ramka. And I know. And he took that photo because we wanted to share the energy from our Nitaraj fountain that is in the Water Therapy Center here at Tosa Blue Mountain. And our studio we literally are like looking out at the next building, and that's the Water Therapy Center where this is. And so I want to do this again, Shri. And so what are we looking at here? Well, if you look into the very middle, that's where the waterfall is. What we want you to see is where that blue light is pointing up. That is the world's largest single Shiva eye. And we really wanted to share that with you. And if you look at the Shiva eye and then you start looking over, you see that beautiful slab of citrine.
Just on my shoulder.
Just on Shri's shoulder. And then right down is another very, very large Shiva eye. And then we go across to Buddha. That's a violet Buddha. And what you can't see is this fern is covering is a gold mask of Inti, the Aztec sun god. And right next to him in a little cave, the most beautiful little Nandi you've ever seen in your life. And if you keep going up from here, you'll see that from the Shiva eye, we go up to this beautiful Kuan Yin. And what you're not seeing, Shri, I guess they really can't see Nitaraj. Maybe you want to explain what happens at the top.
Well, at the very top, where the water comes out, is a
between
beautiful bronze
right there.
antique dancing Nitaraj.
It's like this big, right?
And so, for many of you that know the symbol, it is a fabulous reminder of the dance of creation.
Right.
And we really are delighted to share this with you because every time, not sometimes, every time we go into the water therapy center and walk up to this beautiful cascading water fountain, we
Incredible.
feel that we're touching, that essence of the elemental creation. It's as if the Mother Ganga is flowing right down from Shiva,
It really is.
and water is the source of life on this planet. So we are always touched when we're there. We just wanted to give you a little more depth of understanding about why this background is here.
And thank you all for asking. This is, of course, the background that is in the video that all of you were asking about, the one we just put up yesterday. Please, if you have not yet connected with the 2020 Ascension Symptoms video, please do, because a few things that happened this year are happening and will continue to happen over the next 2 years, is that everything has changed. And we are in that everything has changed moment as we are up leveling again. We are already being pulled into the first illuminated new moon of the first retrograde cycle, and we're in it right now. So imagine you're being pulled into that void of creation. We wanted to share this, what we feel is a fountain of creation energy, with you, because this is a critical moment. This isn't one of those sit at home moments. And that's why Shri and I are going to be talking about the alchemy of the Yoga of Self-Ascension and how everything, all of the alchemies are coming together. This is the moment where your alchemies are being invited to awaken. And like, I'm losing my breath thinking about it.
Yeah. Alchemy is really another word for describing the synthesis that we experience as reality. But behind that reality, there are energetic dances going on. And those energetic dances can be understood in many ways because there are templates that we like to use as human beings. And one of them is the yin-yang, the positive and negative, the male, the female, the different sense of charge. Well, yes, there has to be a charge for all those electrons to circulate. Who spun them?
And who's keeping them spinning?
Exactly.
And who's asking, we could have so much fun with that.
Well, we could, but as we come around to what's going on in our shared environment here on Gaia, 2020 and February and where we are right now, there is a revolution going on, and that this spin that is holding together things and I'm trying to find the right word, disengaging other things.
You did great.
Because the spin works both ways.
Exactly. It's the ever refining spiral.
Exactly.
It's you're either going up or you're either coming down. And the way that our consciousness evolves through ascended presence is always when we go through these awareness experience choice moments. Now, again, if you've already seen the video that we just put out yesterday, the Ascension 2020 symptoms, then this is going to make more sense. If this is not making as much sense, or even if you're just curious, watch the video. It's at our other YouTube channel, Official Shri and Kira, where we will also be with part 2 of this show tomorrow at noon Pacific time. And so, Shri, I want to go back to this. I really want to stay focused, but I realized we forgot to give out the phone number. And so without even giving out the phone number, the phone lines are pretty full. So that means those are people that have our newsletter. So get in. Get into the calls. 517-208-1500. Again, that is 517-208-1500. You do get to listen to the show while you are on hold, and we look forward to offering those mini soul readings to you. Now, Shri, I want to go back and put up the February calendar.
Yeah,
I think we need to track through this, right, guys? I think we need to stay, because we are at this alchemical presence moment. How did we get here? How did we get to a moment of alchemical shift? What does that mean? Well, in the second half of today's show, we are going to be showing you all of what these alchemies mean, how they lay out on the Merkaba of Self-Ascension, and how this Taurus energy is calling forward this greater creation, this propulsion. Now, as I just shared that, did you feel your third chakra?
Oh, I was wondering what was going on.
Wow, did you guys just feel that? It was when I said the Taurus energy.
Yeah,
it was like, wow. And so let's look at this February 2020. This is from the calendar. If you don't know what this calendar is, please go watch our video at Official Shri and Kira on the 2020 calendar and the up-level events. As you can see right now, it is the 15th of February. On Tuesday, the 18th, the Mercury retrograde begins. Now, how many of you have been feeling that we're already in a retrograde? I mean, I can't even begin to talk to you about the tech issues we have had or all of the other things. I'm one of these people that's like, please, please let this retrograde begin. Why is this so profound? This is an up-level Mercury retrograde, and it is happening 9 days after, look back at February 9th, after the full moon up-level event that happened on the 9th, and it is in between forming a pyramid of energy. It is in between the illuminated new moon. This will be, we've already talked about why the illuminated new moons are so important for 2020 and 2021. However, for this particular illuminated new moon, this initiates the first core creation of the void, fully illuminated in the energy of full remembrance, of claiming all of that back in. This is extraordinary. And if you look at the 9, draw a line with your eye. Look at the 9th when we had the ascension up level then. Go from the 9th to the 18th. Do you see that? Now go from the 18th back to the 23rd. Now go from the 23rd back up to the 9th. This is forming a beam, a radiation of energy that is catapulting outward into the rest of the next 2 years. That is why this is such a big deal. It is a propulsion. And this pyramid, notice, is also at the higher aspect ratio. This is the ascended energy. This is the moment that you are being called to remember. This is why the alchemies are coming forward so broadly right now. And so I wanted to start there because this is why we are at this mastery expansion.
Fabulous. And, for any of you that enjoy reading charts, the moment you put a triad in front, all of a sudden, oh, wait a minute, there's more going on here than I thought.
Exactly.
Because when it's classic Newtonian thinking.
Exactly.
When we look at one thing, one experience, we have something.
Right.
That's something. When we connect one experience to another, there's a potency. We begin to see a greater contextual thing. And when we start looking at these triads, when we start looking at how these energies synergize together, now we're beginning to touch into the alchemical nature of the energies that underpin our very reality, our very consciousness. Because consciousness is really where it's at.
Oh, speaking of that, remember you can always send us an email to guest@ShriandKiraRadio.com. And we have someone who looks at these emails. We get a lot of them, but then they forward some to us, mostly all of them. And we are blessed when we have the moment to go, wow, this really makes sense with today's show. So this email was forwarded to us. It is from Sarah. Hey, Sarah, thank you for writing this email. And Shri, do you want to read it? You have your glasses. Shri has his glasses. Hold on. And so this is really so appropriate. It's like Sarah woke up and said, Shri and Kira need to read my email today. And we are, Sarah. So let's read Sarah's email.
All right. And the subject is love it when it clicks.
Yeah, don't we all? Don't we all?
Good morning, Shri and Kira. It is a beautiful day in the Midwest, and it just became even more so as I had one of those moments where the veil lifted. I actually woke up this morning feeling honest with myself that the last several days I have felt somewhat detached from my greater connection feeling. I just haven't been experiencing what is my normal feeling of being interactive, inspired, and engaged with the greater energies. As I woke this morning, I had a moment where I just said, okay, I feel detached. Help me. What do I do with this?
Breathe that in.
I love it that
Me too.
when we ask a question, the answer will be available. So she continues, I sat in my morning meditation and I did something I haven't consciously done before. I felt guided to recognize the sensation that I was experiencing of being in my head and how that pulled me into my heart. I then was led to recognize that I had the ability to consciously take my attention and put it all into my body. Relieving my head and heart, the grounding feeling that it gave me was so freeing. It was
I
shortly,
feel it.
yeah, yeah.
It's very cool. It's like a pulse. I feel it. Yeah.
It was shortly after that that I had my click. No doubt the grounding was preparation for me to have my aha. But I sat in gratitude of awareness, all the possibilities and ways of awareness, and the ways that awareness is available to us as humans is a
Yes.
grand. It's really grand, really, when you think about it. And as I marveled and I realized there was a time when my awareness was as simple as be aware in my body. Now my awareness is that I am being aware that I am aware in my body.
Yes.
And that now I am aware of that awareness.
Mic drop. Boom. Go ahead.
As I spoke aloud to my friend about this gratitude, I laughed out loud because in my head I was saying, this is what Sri and Kira have been talking about in the levels of awareness. Every week I catch all 3 shows, and I've loved applying your guidance to my everyday life. This has made sense to me, but I've wondered how I'm navigating it all, or if I'm stuck in the 5th, or if I've even experienced the 7th, yada, 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 the good old monkey mind. And even last week, I had a moment while listening. I thought, I wish Sri and Kira would just do a video about the levels of densities in a practical, general sense so I can know. And then today, I got my own confirmation.
Yes, I'm loving this email.
Yay, she says. And needless to say, I have regained my connected feeling.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for being here with all of us, and thank you for being a guidance in my life. You have assisted me in being who I am today. Namaste, Sarah.
Well, Sarah, I'm standing, but if I stood, I'd be like, you'd see just my waist. So I'm giving you a standing ovation because this is such a blessing. This is a moment of celebration. This is why we come together as community for moments like this. This is, and when I shared before we read your email, that what are we talking about today? Mastery expansion. And just such a beautiful recognition of that mastery expansion is when we actually do let our soul lead while not denying the body its due. And that is what we were just talking a lot about in the video we just posted yesterday, that these 2 master ascension symptoms have come forward. And one of them is this sacred union energy, the sacred union energy that is igniting the greatest level of consciousness that has ever been able to be maintained by a physical form in this cycle of illusion is now, number one is like a blow your mind thing, right? I mean, doesn't that blow your mind, Shri?
It does.
It blows mine.
It's different than it's been.
It's like, okay, so then if you can really allow yourself to relax into that, then there is the humility of being able to have been relaxed into that. And then beyond that is where we are all going. And the borderlands of sanity will come up over and over and over again. All they are is an invitation to say yes to the flow and relax into it while keeping one very grounded foot here. And how do you do that? By keeping the body as an equal partner. And so that's what I feel she was demonstrating, because the emotional body, and you're really the one qualified to talk about that, Shri, the emotional body is the body that's saying, hey, right? I mean, the one that is saying, no, no, no.
Well, the emotional body is the one that provides us with the greatest delights and the greatest impediment to our ascension process. And so Hollywood has long preyed on the emotional body in order to make it follow through on its intentions. Anyway,
very true.
I was enjoying the way she phrased it. She said, I brought my attention fully into my body.
Yes. See, that's the sacred union.
That's presence.
Yes.
That's consciousness in the body. And when we are able to bring our awareness into the body, or anywhere else for that matter, we are then present with that. And union is then the next possibility.
Exactly.
It's all a matter of whether your awareness that goes with it is also carrying judgment or not, because judgment is the separator. Judgment keeps things separate, whereas presence merges things into a harmony. And so this is one of those little subtle things that we work with ourselves. Are we able to be present to another being without analyzing their makeup and their jewelry and whatever else about them? Are we able to be present with ourselves?
Star consciousness.
Uh-huh. Without bringing in a lens of categorization. Just be there and bring the love that is pure consciousness into your body. That's the secret to sacred union with the body.
You know, Shri, as you shared that, I really felt the whole star consciousness ignition of that. And it
Mm-hmm.
reminded me also of the cosmic prime meridians. And I would really encourage you, if you don't know about the star practice, go to our YouTube channel, Official Shri and Carrie, or better yet, subscribe, and search for the star practice video and learn it. It's a beautiful video with my husband demonstrating that with our beautiful Aparna. And just look at it, learn it. The gift of this type of connection is why this mastery experience is here. It's also why we have this opportunity to play with the alchemies of the self-ascended presence. What does that really mean? It means that when we say yes and open up our eyes, one of the things that's happening right now is that there is an up level of clarity. This is about, and we put it into the newsletter, is that the profound shift energy of February in combination with the choice energy, remember it's a choice month, right? And so in combination with the choice energy it carries will clearly reveal even more this week. Well, when we are gifted with the revelation of that which is our alchemical, let's just say, experience of illusion, then we start becoming endowed with, restored with the beauty of our crystalline nature and how to weave that together for the most beautiful life experience. And I think that's really important.
Absolutely. It's not only really important, it's the essence. Beloved ones, each and every one of us has a journey. And the journey is always revelatory. The journey is always presenting more.
Yeah.
The more we're able to cultivate presence, which means be in present time, releasing the need to overlay on the present moment that which has gone before, because that's the habit pattern. Or as Marshall McLuhan once wrote, we drive to the future looking in the rearview mirror.
Oh, I love it.
I said that as we're able to be present, then we can start noticing these alchemies that we're wanting to talk more about today. And we can also start noticing where we're hung up, meaning what has got us hooked that's keeping us from fully being in the magnificence of the moment.
Well, I love that you're sharing that, because I wanted to just give a final shout out to Sarah and her email and say, Sarah, the last thing that I know my heart would want to share with you is if there's a topic you'd like Shri and I to be talking about, all it takes is an email. And I'm sharing that with all of you right now. We offer every week what we are guided to share based upon the blessed connection that we have been blessed to be with continuously now for into our 18th year. And if there is something you'd like us to expand on, something you would like us to talk about more on the air, we welcome your suggestions. And please, please send them to guest@shriandcareradio.com. And we would love to do that. And so I just wanted to give a shout out and also share that the fact that you had your aha moment without that first video, of course, you know how sweet that is. And it doesn't mean that making a video or sharing information would interfere with that moment, because each being has their own needs for what the final key to the lock is going to be. But the greatest gift is to know the lock is there and to recognize that we all hold the key in the hand of commitment. That's what this is about. We are walking into this first Mercury retrograde, which is all about handing us the keys. And then can you put up the February calendar just one quick moment again? Yep. And then what is the final leg of the pyramid? What ignites the illumination? The illuminated new moon. Yes. And what is so powerful about that is that it is because it is happening inside the first Mercury retrograde inside of this energy for the next 2 years, from 2020 through the end of 2021, the next 2 full years, we are in a remembrance mode with these Mercury retrogrades, and all of the new moons have been illuminated. And this came forward through the full moon and the eclipse in January. So it's been, I mean, we're only 6 weeks into this year. Can you imagine where we're going to be December 2021, the end of the year? I'm already like, it's so far.
You
It's
know
like,
what? Maybe you can't really imagine it, but can you feel it?
yes,
Can you
that's it.
feel the trajectory that has
Yeah, it's
been,
like,
it's happening? And one of the things about quantum time is that the trajectory takes leaps, the trajectory takes curves, the trajectory also, no matter where it is in orientation to perspectives, is carrying a joyful energy, an energy of creation. And that energy of creation is ours to tap. And I have more to say about that.
then say it. We want to hear it. Or are we going on break? Soon. Not yet. We have 57 seconds.
Oh, we're good. Well, listen, one of the things that I've been cooking with for quite a while now is a new series to support people. And
Great series.
the series is called Consciousness and Healing. Yeah. And it's about the application of our consciousness into the self-fulfillment and really it's about empowering the healer within. We all have an inner healer. We all have consciousness. Now, are we empowered? Are we healing? Are we using the alchemical principles of consciousness in order to manifest a delightful life, a life of health and vitality? And I have experience with this. I have studied this.
He's being humble.
And so I've just been getting this inner nudge, share it. So I would like to start this series, Consciousness and Healing, and I'm thinking Saturday, February 29th is a launch date.
Because why not? It's a leap year. Why not leap ahead with your consciousness and healing?
So I will be putting out information on that in the next week. If you'd like to be on the mailing list, send that note to guest@SriAndKiraRadio.com, guest@SriAndKiraRadio, and say, hey, I want to learn more about this. Because what we will be doing is mentoring you each time we meet, and you will have a healing experience and a learning that you can carry forward to your family and your clients.
Oh, and even if you don't have clients, because this is about healing the healer within, it really is for everyone. Yeah. Oftentimes we become healers without the official title, huh? Absolutely. And so there's lots of beautiful applications, and I'm so excited.
And I just noticed we went to break over at TFR, so they don't get to hear what we're talking about right now, but
bonus
that's okay.
Time.
So, beloveds, there is a lot to share. And one of the things that Kira and I have been talking about is putting out some more videos that take a particular topic and unwind it so it is more available, more understandable. And this is why we love when Sarah wrote saying, hey, how about the sharing more? If you'd like some specifics, give us a nudge. Put in the request to guest at Sri and Kira Radio, because we're going to start sitting in front of the camera and putting a few more things out. So we would love to be in further alignment with your needs.
And since you're here during this bonus time, if while you are sending that email, if you happen to live in the United States or it's a place you would be willing to fly to, Sri and I are receiving a nudge that it's important that we have one appearance outside of South America this year. And I know there's a lot of you that have written us and said, please come to the United States. There's a lot of you that have written us and said, please come to Australia. And they are diametrically on opposite ends of the world. And yet we're hearing very strongly that we're going to one of those places. So if you would come to see us in either one of those places, would you let us know? Because we really are in a moment where we're feeling into a time of year. We're thinking that because of the Peru in October, that potentially maybe August or November is kind of where we're looking at. Because September, of course, we have the big equinox event here that we would not miss for anything at Tosa Blue Mountain. So just sharing that we were just curious. So if you happen to send us an email, let us know your thoughts on that as well. We would be grateful to hear from you.
Yeah. Absolutely, because together we make it happen. It's one thing to say that together we're better, but what that's really saying is together we expand.
Right.
And as we tune in to the sharing, and this live video is such an opportunity, it makes it so much easier to connect energetically.
Yeah.
as we tune in together, there is a synergy, there is an alchemy, and we're delighted to be one of the catalysts of that joyful expansion.
Oh, absolutely. And we're going to be expanding back into TFR Live. It looks like it, right? Oh, nope, not yet. We're still muted. Okay. Yeah. Well, we are excited to be here with you. And I want to let you know on the call board, if you want to jump in again, 517-208-1500. And as we move forward on this extraordinary, propulsion weekend into the up-level energy that's here right now, bring a hand to your heart, take in a deep breath, and say welcome to yourself. Hello to the master within. Namaste, beloved one. I know you are here. Namaste. As we move forward in this moment, as we grow in this moment, let us take in a deep breath. Let us exhale, and let us all smile and recognize that this Mercury retrograde is taking us into a space where we have the capacity to literally rewind that which has kept us stuck in this illusionary timeline, in this illusionary experience, without having the results that we already know are supposed to be here. Mm-hmm. And that's why this is a jettison moment, right? So we opened it on the 9th. We're at the peak of it coming up this Tuesday. And that's why Sri Ramka is going to be my guest on Soul Mirrors as well, Tuesday night, right here at TFR Live.
And it'll be fun. We're going to do a little traveling.
We're going to do we're going to do a time jump if you want to come with us Tuesday night live on Soul Mirrors. And then that pyramid's going to complete on the 23rd. And that's when this radiation energy, that's when this is going to go forward. And I think it's really important to pay attention to what that really means for everyone right now.
Well, and part of it will be revealed.
Yes.
That's
the whole part of it. Clarity, revelation. That's exactly it.
Part of the joy of tuning in is not to overlay an expectation. Yeah. It's to overlay an availability. As we are available to the resources that are here in our universe, and whether those resources are healing energies, whether those resources are learning opportunities, or whether those resources are an up-level event.
Right.
Availability is the big cosmic yes, saying, yes, I can surf that wave. Yes, I will lift with the creation. And just yes.
We love yes. And this is why the alchemies are revealing. It's because of the yes. It's because of the collective up-level moment that we collectively co-created. Remember, these next 2 years are bonus time for humanity. They're actual bonus time. And so that is a moment for all of us to say yes, for all of us to continue saying, okay, how committed am I, right? Remember, that's what you've got. That's your key. The key to the lock, the key to the mystery, the key to the greatest life you could ever imagine is your commitment to the journey. Are you part-time committed? You'll have part-time results, right? Sri and I, this has been 24/7 for 18 years solid without time off. Right. Because it is our life. And so the question is, we're not saying you have to be a teacher of spirituality. We're just saying that our commitment to our spiritual journey and doing what we have been invited to do is unwavering. And so that's when the alchemies reveal themselves. So the alchemies in your life experience right now are all around you saying, do you see me? And so Sri, I thought we should show them.
Absolutely.
So we're going to, for those of you that are watching us right now, you will see us, see the self-ascension model in its full expanded alchemical form. Now, if you really want to learn all about this, it's super easy to do, and it's all online and it's all free. Just go to shriandkira.com, and at the very top of the page, you'll see the tab Yoga of Self-Ascension. Click on it and learn about the Yoga of Self-Ascension. Also, on every page in the website, it says, what is the Yoga of Self-Ascension? Click on it, learn about it. But this is the full energetic model of what happens through the practice of the Yoga of Self-Ascension as the alchemical principles come forward. And the first thing I want to bring to your attention is just that you're seeing everything that's there. So you, of course, see the Merkaba in the middle. And then in the middle of the Merkaba, that is actually a Taurus energy that you see. And then in each one of the little corners of the Merkaba, you see there are 6 circles. And then you see that you have the male and female sign on either side. And then up at the top is the circle with the dot in it, and notice its location. And down at the bottom is the crescent moon, and notice its location. And then on either side, underneath where it says surrender and unconditional love, you see a circle with arrows pointing in opposite directions. Now, what is scaled behind there is the symbol of a Vesa. And that is, and if you'll notice the way that these two are overlaid, you'll notice that there is a symmetry, that the Avesa symbol is actually the heartbeat.
Yes.
And this is why Shri's consciousness healing is so profound, because it's an Avesa experience.
It is an Avesa experience. You know, if you look at the subtle lines there, you're going to see 2 intersecting figure 8s in the Avesa mandala. And they are intersecting with this Merkaba.
Yeah.
Remember, the Merkaba, the Star of David, the intersecting pyramids, is a vehicle of travel.
Right.
A vehicle of travel is also a generator. So consider for a moment, as you gaze into this alchemical drawing, that as you gaze right there and let your eyes focus on peace, love, and joy.
Right. Just go right into it, guys.
And then stop trying to make sense out of the letters and just be there.
Feel the energy of it.
Let your eyes soften.
And remember that when we truly embody peace, love, and joy, it means our first, second, and third chakras are at the state of ascended awareness. And it means that our heart is ready to ascend as well. Now, around that energy is the Taurus. And the Taurus in the center of the Merkaba receives energy from creation or creator.
And the creation energy is neutral. The creation energy is the energy that underpins the allness. And the allness is the reflection of consciousness, the reflection of the various choices that people are making and have made. One of the things that we often don't give full understanding to is the fact that the more people that make a aligned choice, the stronger an attraction wave is created. So this is why there are symbols and beings that have call it an attraction energy. We'll talk more about that in our series.
Yeah, we will. But, look at the top. I want you guys to look at this, because this is the alchemical transformative process. Imagine that you are in the middle of that Taurus. What this is showing you is that the physical body, when the chakras receive the peace, love, and joy in the first, second, and third, the physical body is able to sustain itself in the higher 5th dimensional frequencies, whereby the Taurus comes in. And this is that sacred union that ignites the Merkaba, that lifts through the heartbeat of Ave Sa, and brings you right back into that perfect oneness experience. And this is why what you're staring at is perfect balance in motion. This is you. And if you look at that circle with the little dot in the middle, and you look at it at the very top of the heart, and then down at the bottom you have the crescent moon, well, this is important to understand.
Well, it has a lot of alchemical meanings, but the circle with the circle inside is truly the universe. This is the intersection. This is the universal, the sacred, and the divine. It represents an infinite energy and the nature of energy. And one of the things to remember is that the circle is a point of focus. So as you bring your gaze there, this will help you activate ancient knowings and recognitions.
And also, for me, it's really about the inclusivity of the universe. That there is only the one. There is just the one with an unlimited expression, unlimited voices.
And then we pick up more symbolism here, because it's like you have the sun at the top and the moon at the bottom. And the crescent moon is the alchemy symbol for silver. And silver, of course, represents the moon. It represents reflection.
I also see it as the cup.
As a cup
holding
chalice. The radiation. And so where you have the male, female, left and right, we have the sun and the moon, top and bottom, and there is no top and bottom. Everything, you can turn this any way you want to turn it.
And then if you look at those lines at the bottom, all of these spheres are spheres of energy. So you have the big circle up top, with the dot in the middle. Then you have all the circles that are spinning, all the energy that's spinning the Merkaba. Then at the bottom, emanating out of this chalice, emanating out of this beautiful crescent moon, are two more spheres with the lines that symbolize the light of creation spreading out. So don't see this as a linear line. Feel this as this is 360. There is no, it's spinning so fast
No,
you
it's a
can't see
generation.
it.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's the generator. And so this is what happens is when our alchemical presence ignites, when the self-ascension journey ignites, when we can stand in the middle of the torus and be in that sacred union with the divine presence, absolutely everything. It is the ultimate attraction. This isn't about a law of attraction and about the mind of the 3D. This is the attraction of the universe. This is the universal expansion. And that's what's before us. This moment, we're in it. It happens when this first Mercury goes direct into its retrograde state. I mean, for me, the fact that it's going to be retrograde feels direct. And that's what's going on right now. And it's because of that illuminated new moon that happens on the 23rd and is the first one inside of the retrograde. It's very exciting, Sheree.
Absolutely. And one more thing I want to bring your attention to. Oftentimes when we're talking about esoteric symbols and topics, part of our density brain kind of starts to glaze over and go, wait a minute, I don't quite have a wrap on all of this. So by way of bringing a wrap to it,
right.
How do we arrive at the state of beingness or the state of consciousness that is fully aligned with this point of creation? Well, I want to bring your attention to the 4 steps of self-ascension, because these are the worldly gateways to that state of beingness.
And, I have to smile because Sri Ramko received this information from Archangel Zadkiel when it first came in. And Zadkiel was so clear that these steps have no specific order, that you will not go through them once, that they are an ever-refining spiral, and that it is all about awareness, experience, and choice. And I'm just so grateful that we are at a moment where that's what's happening.
It is what's happening.
Yeah.
And when we talk about sacred union with the body, the 4 steps of sacred union apply.
Yeah.
And I'm going to repeat them out loud right now, or of self-ascension. Yeah. I want you to just take it in your heart for a moment, because there's no step 1, but I'm going to read them. I'm going to give them to you in an order.
Just like Zadkiel did.
Release judgment.
Breathe that in.
Surrender. Unconditional love. Be in union. Release judgment. Surrender. Unconditional love. Be in union.
Wow, I feel all of your heart energy. Lots of third chakra wiggling, but a lot of heart energy.
Yeah.
And one thing, Sri, when you were going through and sharing, I just kind of heard Zadkiel whisper in my ear is, for the step of surrender, what Zadkiel said in his totality was, surrender what surrender looks like. Just surrender what surrender looks like. And it really opens up a gateway that's quite extraordinary. And so I just wanted to share that.
Thank you. And I also think each of us has our own little edge. For me, when I remind myself of the steps, I discover, what am I holding on to that's inhibiting the full embrace of this? So, for example, surrender for me means release the need to control.
Right.
That's one of my things that sometimes gets in the way. Releasing judgment, okay, I'll be neutral, but I'm still wanting to have a little a little control. And so these steps work at a very personal level.
That's true.
And so whatever is your tissue paper barrier to moving into unconditional love, you'll find it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And please, with all of our heart and soul, go to shriandkira.com and check in. Check in and see what's going on there, because all of this information, it's like a free classroom. So again, shriandkira.com. And Shri, we have so many people that are hanging on. I always love, anonymouses always get my attention.
Okay, we're going
to begin with the anonymous unknown blocked call. Namaste. Welcome to the show.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I wasn't expecting this. This is an awesome beautiful surprise.
Oh, well, thank you. You had my attention. The energy in your line was really calling. So it's a gift to meet you. Thank you for being here.
Well, thank you. I have called before some months ago. I'm still grieving the loss of my partner back in summer. I've been working very hard to elevate my vibration, be in the fifth dimension, and possibly beyond. But I find I've been falling down a lot, and my default seems to be actually a depression, which I'm fighting, and I don't know how to move out of this. It seems to be, I feel like I'm depressed for my whole life, not just loss of my partner, and I have so much to do ahead of me, and I just cannot get myself to do it. It's like I just want to avoid everything, and I've been in a deep hole. So it's just it's hard to stop feeling I'm in such a bad place, and not feel that and elevate myself because I have all this that I have to be doing, and I'm stuck. If that makes any sense at all.
Oh, sweetheart, it makes so much sense.
I,
First of all, my angel, both Shri and I have our hands. I have my right hand on my heart. I have my left hand on my upper third chakra. And I want to invite you just to relax right now and breathe. And I want you to just receive, because as you were sharing, so much came in, and I want to try and offer as much of it as I can. The first thing I heard was that your partner and you need to be having much longer conversations. That there is, you need to have a longer conversation, and that conversation is nothing to be afraid of. The other thing is, and I mean this with all sincerity, and it was because I actually had Metatron here. Oh, excuse me, yeah, right here, Metatron here knocking me on the head. Please watch our 2020 Ascension Symptoms video, and if you've already watched it, watch it again, because you're describing about half of the symptoms in so many different ways, and I suspect you have most of the others. You are getting ready. You are part of this pyramid, right? The one that's coming together. And I am so grateful you're our first caller today. Many beings just like you are what Shri and I, and it's actually a ascension symptom, tired or inspired. You're tired and you're processing a lot. And thank God you are, because it's your moment to stand up and let it go. And you are in the moment, and it is happening. Underneath this fog of confusion is the clarity you seek. And if you can just start seeing it more often, consciously calling in, write a big freaking note to yourself and put it on your bathroom mirror. I used to use Sharpie pens on my bathroom mirror, and just remind yourself in whatever way you need to, because for every one of us that shines that light that's opening, remember, the light itself is opening Tuesday. Okay, so every one of us that shines that light means that 100,000 more will finally see it. And right now your presence matters more than you've ever known, and there are many going through what you're going through. So I feel that the universe sent you here today because you are holding for so many. Put it down, sweetheart. Cry the rest of the tears that need to be cried. I'm feeling them with you. And then I've got your hand. Shri's got your hand. There's a lot of us that have your hand, because together we are better, and together we are moving forward. And so I'm glad you're here. And thank you for getting through today, sweetheart. Thank you for making your line light up like a neon sign. We love you, sweetheart.
Namaste.
wow. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm completely blown away and awestruck and so grateful.
So are we.
Thank you both. Much love. Blessings.
Many love and blessings to you, sweetheart. Everyone, bring your hands right now to your third chakra. Remember earlier, too, when you were sharing, I was like, wow, I feel a lot of third chakra. Yeah. Bring your hands to your third chakra, guys. I'm not surprised that we're having a lot of third chakra today, because you do not need to be afraid. Remember, as we just put out in yesterday's video, and this is why the alchemies are coming in, fear has actually elevated to be an ascension symptom. It's actually one of the symptoms. Please watch our video. It's at Official Shri and Kira at YouTube right now. Please go watch it, because the more that the fear tries to grip us, the greater the manifestations of fear arrive in our lives, and depression is one of them.
Yeah. And one of the biggest lessons that only can be managed from an ascended state is that fear is to be experienced and resolved, not to be fought or denied.
Exactly.
And so the classic point of view, density point of view, is white knuckle it or deny that it's there and, compensate in some way, versus notice that it's here going, oh, interesting. I wonder what that's about. Yeah. Is it just a habit? Because we have a lot of those. And as we bring our love to it, what happens, love meaning consciousness, as we bring our consciousness to the fear, we begin to notice that it's just a sensation. It's a limited point of view. It has its own false reality, yet it has a life within us. So why would you treat it badly? It's part of your totality. And so we look at it and then we release it and we move on. And every time you do that, you get stronger.
Well, Shri, speaking of getting stronger, I was reflecting on the self-ascension alchemy process that we showed you earlier. And as I was connecting with our caller, as I was connecting with you, our beautiful community, as I was connecting with you, my angel, I was like, I think we need to do a quick Ave Sa breath.
Okay,
and
good.
Especially because we're having such a big third chakra day. So guys, for those of you that don't know, Ave Sa, as said by beautiful Masha Sigurdsson, one of our beautiful coaches, she said, Ave Sa is the breath of God. And thank you, Masha, for saying so beautifully in such a perfect moment what the Ave Sa breath really is. And so it's based on the energy of the Ave, which is the hail to the unknown. And it is based on the exhale of the Sa, the infinite creation, the infinite presence. We breathe the Ave in through our nose. We bring it all the way up to our crown. We bring the breath down at least to our third chakra. And when we exhale, it's a slow exhale. And we end with a smile and our hands to our heart. Because when we breathe with a smile, we send a signal to the universe that says, hey, we're here, we get it. And when we bring our hands to our heart, we're telling our body, don't worry, we're in this together. I got you. You don't need to be in revolt. So Shri, would you lead us through an Ave Sa breath?
Absolutely. Thank you for that description. So what we're going to do, beloved ones, is as you inhale, I want you just to be thinking Ave, like Ave Maria, hail, recognition, respect, and bring it up. And on the exhale, a long, slow Sa. Okay? Let's practice together. Inhale. Sa. Very good. Now on the next one, let's get the tummy involved a little bit. Third chakra gets touched by this clearing. Yeah. Inhaling the respect for the divine, exhaling as a full surrender. Here we go. Sa. Ave Sa. You can continue this on your own.
Feels good, doesn't it? It feels so much better. I just feel so much more space. And Shri, do we have time to sneak in one more caller?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Well, this caller from California, Wairika, California, keeps calling me. Hi, Wairika, California. Namaste. Welcome.
Hi, Shri and Kira. I love you guys. Thank you so much for taking my call. Whew.
Yeah.
Are you still there?
We are. We're just feeling the breath.
Kira Ra, I love the Bhagavad Gita class. I've only gone through one of the course, the first day, but oh my God, having read the book, I am in complete and total shock. Well, at least the intro, like the part you kind of classified like an essay. I was like, oh, I'm speechless, but I'm so excited for this upcoming moment and for everybody in the community. And I would love to have a mini soul reading, please.
Oh, well, first of all, I'm recuperating because, and I have tears in my eyes because for me, teaching the Bhagavad Gita is a dream for me. It is, I could do that 24 hours a day. And so thank you for receiving. Thank you for saying yes to the keys to ascension within you, because that's what this is about. And so you just need to know that my heart is still gripped by your love. So I was just really enjoying that moment between you and I, honey. And thank you. I am so honored. I sincerely am. As my poor husband knows, as I've dragged him around the world buying Bhagavad Gitas, and then, of course, my love for Lord Shiva as well, having been now to 10 of the 12 Jyotirlingas, we're very honored, and thank you. Thank you. Your reading, and I guess the other reason I felt compelled to share that with you, your reading is it's interesting. You're full. Like you are so full, you're bursting. and it's all around your fifth chakra, little bit over your ears, but it's like where can I do that? What can, it's like I can't catch my breath. When can I go? Yeah. And they're saying breathe and know. They're saying it's here. It's so funny. You have this adorable being behind you that does all these voices. And it's like listening to the best comedian in the world that does every voice. And I've got behind me this big, huge crystalline being, and it's going, girl, and it's staring at you. And it's just going, girl, slow down and pay attention. It's all right here. And that's what they want you to hear. And so thank you for the gift of your love. And thank you for being here right now. It's all there. It's all there. And just breathe and let it unfold because yeah, there you are. Oh my goodness. We love you, Angel.
Love you too. Thank you, guys.
Mwah.
Many blessings.
Many blessings, honey. Thank you. I got to breathe. I'm having a hard time breathing. Wow. Talk about power and third chakra. I mean, no wonder it's a big day. It's like, wow.
Big day.
And remember, guys, because I know we're coming really close to an end here at TFR. I just want you to know that join us tomorrow, onenesstalkradio.com, over at our other YouTube channel, Official Shri and Kira, and join us for part 2 because everything that's happening with this Mercury retrograde, this ray of light that's shining, the clarity of being able to step into the next version of your life is right now. And you guys are amazing. I'm still feeling everybody.
Absolutely. So let's just take a moment and celebrate all of the shared energy that we've experienced together today. Take a breath on that one. And it's been a delight to be with you. Yeah. And may you simply breathe, trust, and know that all is truly well.
We love you.
We love you.